Welcome back to Outdoor Skills Made Easy. As you can see, we're set up for camping and the weather is called for rain this weekend. We thought, we're not staying home, but what better time for us to share some tips with you about camping in the rain. Let's go. So camping in inclement weather really requires that you pay attention to the tent that you've got. This tent has a fly that comes all the way down on the sides and will drain the water off. But if I'm expecting really bad weather, probably the front of the fly is not great. This other tent over here is a four-season tent. You can see that the rain fly comes almost to the ground, but we still have some ventilation here. And as we open this up, you'll notice that we have a vestibule area and the tent is set back just a little bit. So you can see our little area in the front, and then we get our tent behind. So between the screen and the top of the tent, the air that you have created in between the fly and the tent, you're going to have some great ventilation and you're going to sleep very comfortably in any weather. In one of our previous videos, we talked about the basics of setting up your tent, and we pointed out the feature that it's really important to put a tarp underneath your tent. It will help from wear on the floor, from anything that might be sticking up through it, and also prevents moisture from coming in. So if you're camping in some damp climate, make sure that you don't forget your tarp. This is a great tent that we actually used at a jamboree in Japan. And this tent came with the tarp on the bottom. So we lay that down, it's perfect size for the tent, set the tent up on top. But because this is the first trip of the season, we've actually set up our tents at home. We're inspecting the seams to make sure that they're going to be waterproof. And if you see a little bit of wear and you might be concerned, you can just buy some spray waterproofing, go over the seams very easily, and you're good to go. So you can see we've got a couple of our tents set up for our family camping this weekend. And we thought, if it starts raining, we're not just going to go into our tent to stay dry. We thought we'd set up a gathering area. So take a tarp with you, make sure it's stretched out tight. You got a little bit of a slope from back to front. It's going to drain off. And if you look behind on the hill, you'll notice we're right at the base of that hill. So that means we're going to get a little bit of cold air as it comes down in the evenings. So we've set our tents up in front of that as a little bit of a windbreak. Here's a few additional tips for you to consider if you're camping in wet weather. One is, if you're going to be out there a long time, maybe packing, consider a dry bag. This is just a big dry bag that we use when we're doing river trips. It actually turns into a backpack, so it's very convenient to haul a lot of stuff. And they come in a variety of sizes. So if I'm going a short time, I can use a short dry bag. Always remember, take additional towels. They'll always come in handy. One of the things that I always love when I'm in the rain is I'm going to take off my OSME hat, put on my favorite golf rain hat, and just keeps it off of my ears. It's terrific. We had another video that we have some camping hacks in, but this is really important for today's video. Everything that I pack, all of my clothes, I pack them in Ziploc baggies. So when I go into my tent at night, I'm going to change everything, clear down my underwear and socks, going to put on completely dry clothes. And so we've put a whole week's worth of clothing here, and it's easy to do, easy to keep organized, and you're not fumbling for things. So consider putting all of your different clothes in baggies. It helps you organize, helps it stay dry. And then also, paper towels, toilet paper, put them in baggies. There's another pro tip. Set it up so that you can pull your toilet paper from the inside of the roll. Very convenient, keeps it clean and dry. And finally, inside your tent, keep a garbage bag. So as you're coming in, you can take off your shoes, put those into the garbage bag, just set it out there, keep your tent floor dry, and keep everything clean. You want to pay some special attention to where you're setting up your tent. So this looks like a beautiful, nice area to set up. Clear some sticks away, we've got some soft ground. But looking a little bit closer, we can see that water at some point has been funneling down through this area. And if you've got thunderstorms that are miles away, you could get runoff down through here, and in the middle of the night, you could find yourself washed out. So be very careful about how you're selecting your campsite. The general rule of camping is that you camp at least 200 feet away from any water source. We've had tremendous runoff this year, and just a few days ago, this area was completely dry, but now you can see that we've had some sticks and debris that's washed up into here, and the water's gone up and back down. So pay particular attention to where you're setting your tent. Our habit after every camping trip is to take our tents home, set them up, make sure that they're dried out, make sure we don't have any dirt inside, fold them properly and put them away. We've got our solo stove set up outside of our tarp. We're going to light it up and have a great evening. We hope that the bad weather won't deter you from enjoying the out of doors. We're grateful for the time that you spend watching our videos, and we hope that you'll join us again at OSME TV.